It's time for... Oh my God. What a ride, what a ride, what a ride. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll mention it. Okay, bye. Okay, folks. Once again, from a secret, undisclosed location, hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of historic downtown St. John's, comes In the Library of Graphic Literature, with your host, me, Wallace Ryan. Well, folks, getting close to Christmas, and usually it's a good time of the year, lots of joyous feelings, but there's quite a bit of sadness here in St. John's, Newfoundland, especially in the local comic book community. Last week we lost Downtown Comics owner and very, very good friend of mine, Jason Conway. He passed away suddenly at the tender age of 50, and everyone in the local comic book community here is shocked, myself included, and very saddened. But at least over the past week, we've seen an amazing outpouring of love for him at the shop, online on the shop's comic book page, on the shop's Facebook page, and through phone calls to the shop, and it's just amazing what what's happened. It's just the outpouring of love for one of the giants of Newfoundland comics is just totally amazing. I'm still gobsmacked myself. It's him and I have been good friends for over 30 years. I first met him in my own comic book shop. I had a comic book shop in the 90s called the Daily Planet, and I met Jason there. He was a customer, and became a fast friend. He'd always be dropping by to play pinball with me and the boys there, and we had a great time. And when I closed up the Daily Planet, I took all my extra stock and I went to a local flea market to begin getting rid of it. And Jason would, of course, he'd be out at the flea market. It was every Sunday. He'd drop by and we'd have a grand chat and carrying on. And he'd started buying a lot of comics himself then. And he said to me, would you like to share your table with me? And I said, sure, no problem, because I was starting to run out of comics after a year or so of selling every Sunday. And so we shared the table, and as my portion of the table shrank, his grew and grew, until finally I had only a couple of boxes left. So I handed the table over to him and moved on, and he continued with selling comics there, and within a year or so he opened up Downtown Comics on Duckworth Street. He was originally close to a local music legend, Fred's Records, and he was only there for a couple of years, and then he moved down to its present location at 141 Duckworth Street, and for 20 years he reigned supreme from that location. He was a really, really gentle soul. He always had a smile, always willing to have a good laugh, and he shared his love with comics with everyone who walked through those doors, and I'm gonna miss him. He was a nice guy. It felt really weird. Him and I used to do a weekly pick of the week and unboxing and at the shop, and it was strange to be doing it without him, but I did it with Carrie Clear, his daughter, and it was really stepping up to fill her dad's shoes, and you know, there was something really nice about it, something very poignant about doing the same show with her, and she did really good, and we had fun doing it, and hopefully it's the start of something great. And like I say, everyone in town still shocked and gobsmacked, myself included. But this episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature, this one's for you, Jason. He was my friend. Anyways, get down to a few. It's like I say, it's been fun and hard to concentrate everything, and which is normal as part of the grieving process. And I've unfortunately had a lot of practice with that, so basically throwing myself into my work and hoping to let time heal all the wounds. But I'll always remember him, you know, for his smile, his carrying on. He was a great laugh, and that's it. Okay, now onto the comics. I can't even do comics without thinking of them, but this is for you, Jason. Okay, folks. First off, we have the second great book in a while from the Snazzola team of Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, and this is Reckless, dun, 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 from Image Comics. Ripped from the pages of history comes a new hero for our time. But yeah, once again, like I say, I obviously haven't read this. It's brand spanking new, but I love everything that Brubaker and Phillips do. So I can't wait to read it. The neat thing about this too is it comes with a signed book plate that you can stick inside, which I will do, because it's kind of nice to have the autograph come with the book. Like I say, I love everything about Brubaker and Phillips, and I can't wait to get my paws and my eyes on this one. It looks really good. And as a matter of fact, let's not just talk about it. Let me show you. So here we go. Love the art. Phillips, there's just a simplicity and a beauty to Phillips' art. A great storyteller. He really, in some ways, reminds me of the great simplistic artists, everyone from Mazzucchelli to Alex Toth to Steve Kniff. I guess the Sickle school of comic book illustration. So yeah, can't wait to get my my chompers into this one. Looks really good, and of course, like I say, anything from Brubaker and Phillips to me is almost an automatic recommendation. The boys rule. Okay, now from Image. Oh, excuse me. I got the burps here. Settle it down with a bit of tea. Okay, next up is a Marvel Masterworks, and this one is Ghost Rider Volume 2. Ghost Rider, good old Johnny Blaze, and with Tony Isabella, Jim Mooney, Frank Robbins, and George Tuska. Some of the old stalwarts. Jim Mooney, I mean, he's best known for his work on Supergirl. Frank Robbins, best known for his work in general. He was amazing artist. And George Tuska, of course, he did a lot of stuff during the 70s, but you know, way back when, he did even more. There's even one issue of this by John Byrne, And in terms of writing, Tony Isabella did most of it with issues from Gary Friedrich, Bill Mantlo, Marv Wolfman, and even Steve Gerber. It's a Marvel 2-in-1 comic that's in here. So once again, I love the Marvel Masterworks. It's just a grand way to bring to a modern audience all these old classics, like me. But George Tuska, I always liked Tuska's artwork. He had a unique style to him. Sal Buscema does the art for here is it, Marvel, the Thing and Ghost Star from Marvel 2-in-1 number 8. Second time I've had this comic, actually, because I got it in the first Marvel Masterworks for Marvel 2-in-1. It's funny, you do get some repeats over the years through a lot of these collected editions. That one, it's been, like I say, that one, I got that twice now. Some of the other ones too that have appeared a lot have been like the Death of Adam Warlock, Jim Sterling, Marvel 2-in-1 Annual, and was it Marvel and Avengers Annual by Sterling. Those I got. That's in several. It's in the Captain Marvel Masterworks. It's also in the Warlock Masterworks. It's in the what else? It's in the Infinity Gauntlet. It just keeps appearing. Anyway, so once again, good shot at good old Johnny Blaze here, and like I say, definitely some good writers handled it back then. Tony Isabella, Gary Friedrich, Mantlo, and Wolfman. Wolfman, of course, best known for his run on Tomb of Dracula and the new Teen Titans. So definitely some good stuff here, and even, like I say, even a bit of an issue of Daredevil with by Byrne. So there we go. That's Jim Mooney there. I can tell Jim Mooney a mile away. A very interesting style. Let's see what else here. This is obviously Sal Buscema, so is that there. And more Sal Buscema. And this is the Frank Robbins. I can spot Frank Robbins upside down, inside out, backwards and forwards. And this is George Tuska. I always recognized George Tuska by the way he drew hands. He had a cool way of drawing hands, but yeah, very serviceable artist even into the 70s. There's more George Tuska. He seemed to have his hand on everything. More George Tuska. And then Frank Robbins. More Frank Robbins. And this issue of Daredevil by John Byrne. Which I always remember that. Love that one. And this issue by John Byrne. So yeah, all around, a good fun romp with the good old Ghost Rider. Go take a spin with the Ghost Rider. Okay. Last, but certainly not least, after I have a cup of tea. Last but not least, here tonight. Oh yeah, sorry, of course, for the lateness of this show, but like I say, with Jason's passing, I've had to step up and help carry out at the shop And so it's when I've gotten home at night, I've just been exhausted. You know, it's hard enough morning for someone, but being exhausted on top of that just ain't fun. Anyway, so next here tonight is the New Mutants. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, the New Mutants. Oh, listen to that crackle as I open it. The New Mutants were one of the first first spin-off teams, I guess, for from the X-Men. It was the first. This is the Marvel Team Up number 100 by Frank Miller. This was one of the first spin-offs of from the X-Men in terms of like, cause I mean they've just been the X-Men for years, and you know there were. Geez, actually no, I can't think of any other title. Just the X-Men. So the first real spin-off from the X-Men, because the Champions, it just had two of the X-Men in it. I guess Amazing Adventures of the Beast back in the 70s. Although that was more a solo adventure, but the first team to spin off from it were the New Mutants, and they first came out in the first full appearance. I don't know what the. Oh yeah, they have what's his name's sister. But the first full appearance was by Chris in Marvel graphic novel number 4, The New Mutants, with Claremont and Bob McLeod. I can remember buying this at the time, and I read it and it was just like, wow, this ain't bad at all. It's what, 1981 or 82, and yeah, it was quite cool. It was it was a whole new X team with no real connection to the last one. I mean, there was the all new X-Men, but that wasn't a spin-off either. That was just a continuation. But and then of course it was popular enough that they spun it off into its own title. So Claremont and McLeod did a fair amount of it for a while, and then who went from there? From them, it was let's see, McLeod. Then there was various artists, and eventually ended up with one of my favorite, which is the Bill Sienkiewicz run on it. Now I'll just take the dust jacket off that to keep it from falling apart. As a matter of fact, there's the Bill Sienkiewicz, one of the Bill Sienkiewicz covers. There's the Leighton one. Bill came on. What was the issue? Came on a good ways into it. Just even having a look here. Bill came on. Start with the Demon Bear. Oh, let's see, what was it? Yeah, I think it was 18, I do believe. And he came on with, joined it with issue 18, and it was just unreal. This Bill had more or less started off as a bit of a Neil Adams, Brent Anderson sort of type of clone, but he quickly made his own mark, and his own style really started to come to the forefront. And his issues were just absolutely stunning. There was nothing like it. It was at the time there'd never really seen artwork like that in an X title. We'd seen some great stuff by Byrne and Dave Cockrum and all that, but nothing like what Sienkiewicz did with it. Just absolutely stunning. And then it was taken over. Oh yeah, there's some Steve Leialoha issues in here, which of course I was a huge Steve Leialoha fan, and so it's, I mean, it's a total delight. This book is, so I highly recommend this. I was just dying to get my mitts on it. Here, have a close-up look there. But yeah, started off rather plain and simple with McLeod, and then Sal Buscema and various other artists. Pretty cool. And not bad, like I say, but then came then came the Sienkiewicz man. Love your stuff there, Bill. Absolutely stunning. The layouts, the design, everything about it was just absolutely revolutionary. Just stunning. Never seen. It's one of the first really modern comics. Look at this, look at that, check that out. Look at that cover. I mean, my God, it blew me away. It's what, 1984, I guess. And as the bear takes over, he had a little chart there to basically followed its progress. Absolutely stunning. And still my favorite. So yeah, check it out. There's some other ones there, and then back to Bill. Bill had it going on. I tell you what. Highly, absolutely stunning. Everyone else seemed, Legion. Everyone else seemed rather plain in comparison to his run on it. So yes, for this alone, it's worth picking this up. Absolutely stunning. So yes, do me a favor, run out and pick yourself up this one, and the Leialoha stuff too. Love Steve's stuff. A whole different thing, but great nonetheless. So yeah, check it out. Look at that. Now that's great art. Okay, folks, that being said, I'm going to clue up for this week. Tomorrow's Tibbs Eve here in Newfoundland, or as it's known in the United States, it's Festivus. So we're going to have a Festivus for the rest of us. So happy Tibbs Eve, happy Festivus. Have a Merry Christmas, a great New Year, happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and everything else. Just a happy holidays to everyone. And in memory of my good friend Jason, live your lives to the fullest and treat people with respect like he did. That being said, time to get my boom tube and boom tube my way out of here. Loves you, Jason, man. Misses you. Oh my God, look at the size of it. Boom tube. Okay, love you, folks. Bye. Happy holidays.